Hello, dear one. I am Maria Eleonora Magdalena, and today I will be with you here by myself. Give me a moment. I will be here with you today to speak about the Starseed Program and also to talk about this show, the Starseed Awakening Show, what that means, how that can help you, what can you expect of the show. Funny, I can say something here that I don't see first. Okay. So first, you would like to know who I am. I am Eleonora. I was born in Brazil. That's why you can notice this. Oops. You can notice this accent. I speak English, Portuguese, and Spanish, and all my videos I do in other language, at least most of them. The videos that I explain, I usually do in three language, but if I'm having an interview with someone, of course I need to do only in the language that the person speaks. Throughout this live stream today, if you have any question, I ask that you put on the chat and I will address by the end. So who am I? How am I assisting in this program, the Starseed Awakening Program? I am a healer. I'm also a healer and a channel. Those two abilities are what qualify me to help you in your journey, if you choose so, of course. But if you never heard about Starseed, you may be asking, what Starseed means? Star, seed, seed from the stars. What that means? It's just a label that was given to the old souls that decided to incarnate on Earth at this moment to assist the planet on the transition from the fifth dimension to the third dimension. Well, you must be very familiar with the third dimension. That's the one we live. Oh, I found what I was looking for. That's the dimension we live. One dimension is just a dot. You just stay in the same spot forever. Second dimension is like, it is a plane. You can only move horizontally. Can go right, left, but it's only horizontal. The third dimension, you can go up, down, diagonal, right, left. You can do all those movements. And then the fourth dimension, you have the concept of playing with time. And the fifth dimension, so on. There are videos in YouTube explaining what's the difference of each dimension. I don't know. I never seen any explain all the way to the 15th dimension. But you're probably gonna find if you look for. But we live on the 3D dimension. And why Earth needed help. And why Earth even wants to go back to the fifth dimension. You heard right. Earth wants to go back to the fifth dimension. The planet Earth was created as a planet, as a 5D planet. Not only 5D, but it coexists at the same time the dimensions 5, 6, and 7. Just like right now we have 1, 2, and 3. And what happened a long time ago, specifically during the fall of Atlantis, I will make more videos explaining about Lemuria, the Atlanteans, and so on, but how Earth came down from the fifth dimension to the third dimension. There was the third dimension matrix was created by Ink and his helpers. Let's just call them that. After this fall of Atlantis. Why God allowed that to happen? God allowed that to happen so the souls, the fallen angels, would have a place to learn, to come back to love. And here we are. What that means, go to the fifth dimension? It means that the planet Earth is in one place on the universe, on the Milky Way galaxy, that, let's explain this way. You all know that the moon rotates around Earth and takes 28 days. And Earth rotates around the sun and takes 365 days and some hours. Let me just fix my camera here because it's not. No. So, who the sun rotates against, orbits around? The central sun of the Pleiades. It's called Alcyone. And Alcyone rotates around the central sun of the galaxy, along with the three sisters, the three Sirius stars. So they go, all four of them, along with all the planets and other stars that orbit them, they go in one motion around the Milky Way galaxy, the central sun. From the central sun, there is a photon belt, a specific one, that comes from the central sun, pass close the Sirius stars, and give a complete vertical loop around Alcyone and goes away. Because everything in the universe is in motion. So all the astros, the stars that rotate Alcyone, will cross this belt twice, including Earth and the whole solar system. With the speed that our sun rotates and Earth rotate, it takes for us here on Earth 5,000 years each time. And this photon belt has a high vibration of 500, a frequency of 500 and up. So anything that vibrates lower than 500, there is a vibration of love, will not be able to cross this belt. So Earth already went around Alcyone many times. I didn't make the count, but Earth has around 4 billion years, so it's many times. And then you think, if it was third dimension, when you cross the belt, how it should cross the belt? Because the third dimension think it's something around 300. Five dimension, 500 and up. So how Earth would do that? Earth didn't. The first time that Earth didn't have, at least the majority of the people on Earth didn't have enough light to cross this belt, that was the fall happened. That was during the fall of Atlantis. The planet itself still had enough light, enough vibration to cross the belt. Not with all the civilization that was living here at that time. I will talk about the fall of Atlantis another time. So now Earth is about to cross the photon belt again. Oh, and Earth, the solar system takes 226,000 years to complete a loop around Alcyone. So what happened is, after the explosion of the nuclear bombs during the Second World War, Earth was in a very, very big problem because all the nations, when they saw what happened, they started to test their own nuclear bombs. Of course, they didn't go in television and say we are testing. They just did, and some wasn't going well, and none was going well because if you explode in the air, it damages the atmosphere. If you do on the water, it will kill all the marine life. But the bigger problem was those tests were started to break the energetic grid of the planet. So the guardians of the planet came here to Earth, showed themselves to the governments, and gave them an ultimate. You need to start those tests. If you don't start, we're gonna. You need to stop. If you don't stop, we stop for you. So they stop. But at that moment, the planet, the vibration of the planet and everybody here was so low that the planet itself would not be able to cross the belt, even alone, even if we all disappear. So an SOS was sent out to the universe. Earth needs help. Who would come here? There was like the brilliant idea of incarnate from within, or intervene from within. There was an intervention. One of the primary laws of the universe is the law of no intervention. A high civilization or a high being in the archangel, angels, or even God, no one can come and intervene with a civilization that is in development. They can't. And then you may ask, but why the reptilians came here and make all this mess? Well, they didn't have permission to do it, but like it's like a bad teenager. You tell them not to drive the car, but they do it. So anyway, returning to the subject, Earth didn't have enough light to go. So somebody had an idea. What if we infiltrate from within? Because we can't just go like to a crowd mall and start materialize that and say, look, human, dear brother and sisters, you guys got all wrong. You create with your own thoughts. It's very easy to elevate your vibration. Just stop feeding negative thoughts. Just let it go of all limiting beliefs. Trust that the universe has your back. Contemplate. Express gratitude. Get in contact with the planet. Go into nature. So there's many ways to do. They couldn't do that because there will be intervention. So many of us, it's probably you too, the beautiful soul that's watching right now, if you can say hi, if you tell me if you can hear me, I appreciate. So we decided, I go to incarnate on Earth. It'll be tough. You're gonna forget who you are. You're gonna forget that you are one with God. You're gonna forget everything. But you're still gonna go. okay, you go, but we'll be on the background, taking care of you, make sure you are safe, make sure that all goes well. But you're not going to know that we are there. Those are the galactic families. And also, we're going to put triggers in certain period of your life. Maybe some people or event, something that will cause you to remember who you are. And I say, okay, so we go just like incarnating in human body and the way everybody has done before. I said, no, we go, but we go upgraded. So our DNA is upgraded to hold certain vibration, to align us with the abilities to fulfill the mission that we designed. In order to fulfill this mission, some of us decided that the vibration, the traits, the abilities of the Pleiadian civilization will be the most appropriate one. So our DNA was modified to be able to hold that information. Some of us decided that we wanted to get traits from more than one race. So let's say we were in our DNA, we put some information for Arcturus, Andromeda, Lyran, and then those are the hybrid starseeds. And some that are not just one group, but many groups. I have no idea how many. But we went a little bit further. Well, not we. They did, the planners, the watchers, they went a little bit ahead. And they created a very special DNA because we need to save Earth. So we go with everything we have. So a special DNA was created with about DNA from all the human races, all the way to the archangels. And there is, I'm aware, at least a group of 52. I am one of them. I already know who all of them are. And in the future, we'll get together and you guys are going to know too. But it's not time for that yet. But each one of us, I already know, so we already awaken and live in our purpose. Awaken each one in their one level, but very much awaken. When you see the list, you're going to understand what I mean. So that's how we came. And in 1987, guess what happened? The Starseed Program was able to raise the vibration of the planet to the point that Earth was safe. Earth was ready to move through the belt without any problem. But what they were not expecting was, let's just make a quick count from 1945 to 1987. Oh, interesting number. Okay. Is 42 years. No. Yes, 42 years. After 42 years, Earth was able to rise the vibration, to go through the belt. What they did not expect was that many humans started to wake up. And then they get excited. Look, it was a great success and was way better than we expected. So, if you guys want to come have some adventure here, we can use some more help. And now I think we are in millions, billions, I don't know. Let's see. Is that billions of starseeds? Yes, at this moment we are in billions. And just remember that when a soul look down here from a higher dimension and decide to incarnate here, when it's looking down, it's looking out of time. It's not in time. It's not like, oh, okay, and I'm here at this moment. Earth is living day in 1926, so I can plan 1926 from today. No, it's not this way. They can plan to incarnate in the past or in the future, and they can even plan more than one incarnation, knowing that to help to free the lineage from the family they chose to come would take more than one life. So they even plan more than one life. Okay, this life I will start to do some work, but then I will sleep, the body will die, and then I will come back to continue the work. So in 1945, the program started, 1945 for us, but some decided to incarnate before that. And then you say, oh, this one is already here, and the second time is paying karma. Not necessarily. So why I decided to create this program? Why I decided to create this? Let me just, I don't know exactly how to do this. Let me just make sure I go off of something here. Okay, what I'm gonna do with you right now is to show you something. Okay, give me just 1 second, and then I will tell you what I do here in my YouTube channel. By the way, all right, let me go to Zoom. Oops, close this one too. All right, so I created this channel almost 5 years ago after I was fired from my job because I refused to take this for the pandemic. So my guys just decide you're not coming back, and that's it. You're gonna be stepping in your mission and start accelerate your awakening and also help awake others. So I decided to do in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. If you look at the playlist, by the way, if you're not subscribed, I highly recommend. It's very good content here. I did the lessons of A Course in Miracles in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. This year I started to do in all 3 languages, and then I do a Reiki session in the end, but of course, for some reason, I was not able to do all the way to the end because it would take me 1.5 hours every day, and I just wasn't able to follow. And so on the name of each playlist, I tell which language this is. And I also have a podcast. For my podcast, I have 2 types of show. I have the Awakening Path show that is basically made of interviews. When I bring people for the first time, I usually bring for the Awakening Path show. And I recently created the Starseed Awakening Show. This is kind of go in loop. Okay. I created the Starseed Awakening Show. And the Starseed Awakening Show is the one that you're gonna see with SAS. I already have 14 shows. And the idea is to bring here people that will assist your awakening. For example, I have here this beautiful man. He used to be a police officer, and now he is psychic reader. He's more than a psychic intuitive. He's very in tune with source and the divine. And so when you have a reading with him, you are really connected to the divine wisdom. I had interviewed him before, and he came to the show to read it to the public. So the idea of starting the show is to bring people that's already awakened starseeds that's already living their purpose, so they can show to everyone what they're already doing and how they can help. And at the same time, we can have a live demonstration of their gifts. So you come here every Tuesday night, and then you have a question, and then your guides and higher self will answer to you through the person that I'm bringing. For example, this lady here, she is okay. When I said that many, let's say, that the souls incarnated on earth now, the oldest souls, they came from different places in the galaxy, or in all the realms and also dimensions. This lady actually, she came straight from source, and she's not the only one, but source itself also came down to help us. So, and as I told, they don't need just to come here to the present, and they can plan more than one life. And I understand that she planned 3 lives on earth, and she is in the last one. I think all of us is in the last one here on earth, because we're gonna stand with this body. And then there was some people that connect to us and had their questions answered by God in English. How cool is that? And this one, she wrote an amazing book, and she reads Akashic Records. And my friend Carla and Joseph Michael, she read it for them. There was an amazing show. At this moment, this one was the 6th show, so didn't have many people. There was some people watching, but no one asked question. They didn't want a free Akashic record reading. There was an amazing show. We have a lot of fun. And coming back to the interviews, I had other people. This one, for example, she was the number 3. She was the 3rd person to come, and you probably recognize Bridget. She came inside the Zoom with us, and Zina Allen, that actually is a Blue Avian, answered her question. So there was a very, very interesting. Oh, and also Jennifer. And there was another lady too. There was another lady. And this was very, very interesting, and there is a lot of great information there. All those shows, they are recorded, and I highly, highly recommend each one of them. This one, I brought my dear friend Awakened Starseed also, Mark. He is an astrologer. I love to say that he's the best astrologer that I know. And he's so gracious, and he had the reading for Joseph Michael and Sophia. And I think there was someone else on the chat that asked a question. I don't quite remember for sure. And then for the Awakening Path show, sometimes I bring someone that they don't have a specific service that they can really assist you during the life, but they are awakened starseed, and they are working to awaken other starseeds. And I think it's just worth to show their experience. She is amazing. I highly recommend. She's an amazing human being. And she just got all the gifts that you can imagine. Yeah, she is beautiful, she's talented, she can sing, she can paint, she can make jewelry, she can do a lot of things. And she's mother of two beautiful kids also. And recently I had another idea. Okay, so I told you that I also a channel, and I can channel any being of love and light. I could channel the ones from the light, but I choose not to. So I made a show with Joseph Michael, and in this show, I decided to channel, and he would ask a question about the Starseed program, because the idea was to help the Starseeds. And after the show, or after he would ask, and then I would ask who would like to come. There was a very, very interesting show, and some came that I wasn't expecting at all. The first one was Sananda, Jesus version, expect from the series The Office of Christ in series. And there was a question that actually Zeus was the one who came. How cool is that? And for the Sumerians, his name is Enlil, and he was an Anunnaki. We also had Green Tara. Green Tara is an aspect of Sophia from the Office of Christ, also from the series Stars, and she descended to Earth. I don't know the whole story, but I think she came and lived some time among the Indian people in India. And for last, Jesus came. So in this matter, I also had another show. This is just the second show that I had with my friend Natasha, and we kind of planned a little bit who would come, but we didn't plan the order, so we would make questions and then they come. First we had Astasha Ham, then we have a Vetra, that's one of the Blue Avians, and then we have Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael. So, and then I had another great idea. Well, they gave me another great idea, my guides. What if we create a show where people will be watching live and just give their request, and then you guys send healing? We do distant healing. So the person doesn't need to be present, and then they just put the request on the chat, and then we give the time, we connect with their higher self and guides and send the healing. So that's what we did And we had two people inside the Zoom with us. And the next one supposed to be today, but we had some problems, mostly my fault, and being kind of very, very busy with some family matters that I have to take care. So I decided to come here by myself in the last minute. But another show like that is coming up. So that is the awakening community. And what else you do to assist to assist the Starseeds? Well, I have a website that is not on right now. This website is under construction. I don't know why it couldn't even show. Oh, it's no longer respond. Oh, huh. Okay, that's interesting. It's not supposed to be showing here. It's supposed to be off. Okay, let's get off here. Okay, we switch platforms and we're gonna launch back in another time. I hope in about 2 weeks, no more than 3. And the idea is I have a membership that I put available most of my healing sessions that I have done so far, like group ones, of course, the individual ones. I record, but I give only for the person, of course. And I also sell them as a product that you buy one time, you download, it's yours forever. So when I decided to do, it will be only, I will put a very symbolic price, at least for a week or two. So that is what the show is about. It's really, I'm doing that for you to understand what type of help you can have out there. Because knowledge is the most important thing to life. Many of the problems that you have, they only exist because there is a truth hidden for you. And many times that was so clear to me. Just at this point, for example, I was trying to get a permit for my daughter to go to another school district, and the information was hidden for me until the last moment. But that's a story that I don't want to talk about at this point. So another thing that I do, I go to expos, psychic fairs, and there is many here in California, also in Arizona. Actually, there is all over US, and you're gonna find there a lots of gifted starseeds that are gonna assist you and bring you clarity, release trauma, release help with shadow work, activate your gifts, you name it. We are many, and even though most of us we do healing, but each one of us doing a different way, and of course your higher self will guide you to the one that would be best to assist you at that moment. So I decided to start offering. Before I was offering I was offering healing, jewelries, books. I wasn't doing channeling, but it was just too much, and the person gets to the booth, and then I have to pick one of 4 to talk to them about. So wasn't just not productive. So I decided to go only with 2 services. So actually I do channeling there. I can channel your higher self. I can channel galactic friend, galactic guide. I can channel your pets or someone that already passed. And the idea of my channeling is always for healing. Healing of the mind, bring awareness, clarity. It's not about predict the future. It's about you, yourself. Get the guidance. Connect with the guidance for your next best step. And if the person is open and she wants some healing, I also sometimes I release some blockages, not me, but of course the higher self of the person, the archangels who I work with, and so on. I initiate the connection and they continue work on the healing while I'm doing the channeling. And that connection, that healing continues for 7 days. So that's something you can experience on the expos. And another thing is I created online bookstore to sell only high vibrational books that I read and assisted my one awakening. Is from bookshop.org and / Christ Consciousness. That's the name of the bookstore. And sometimes I take some of the books, the ones that I think is most important. It's hard to select. I have many. So I can introduce those books for you on the expos and you'll have a chance to buy some there. But you can always buy it online too. And besides that, I also do crystal jewelry where I program each crystal, I activate each crystal, personalizing the activation for the person that buys. And I was also taken to the expos, but I decided that most of the expos I will go only with the books and the channeling. So the jewelries will be more available online. And then I'll say, how are you going to personalize the activation? I will program the personalize the activation and you will follow the guidance that you're going to give you and that activation will be personalized for you. So that most of the work that I do, that I'm being very, very busy doing. And I really hope to see you pretty soon in one of those expos. There is one this weekend in Costa Mesa. It's on the Awakened Lifestyle Expo. I am not a vendor in this expo, but I'm planning to attend on Monday. And I have others coming up. The main one will be in San Diego on the 18th, 19, and 20. I think the 18th Friday start with a dinner. So I will be there and I probably gonna take my best jewelries there too. Some of the books and then I'm gonna channel. I'm not gonna do healing them. Only the hybrid healings for some people that want that I will see I'll be guided to offer or not. But anyone that asks, I will be happy to do. I don't charge more because I'm including the healing. You have my time there, so I'm going to use the best way I can help you. So I ask that you subscribe, take a look at the amazing interviews and content that I already have there. And let me just show you again my website. Let me go to the main page. sorry, I don't mean the website, the YouTube channel. So we have here videos. Oh, okay, sorry, this one. Oh yes, that's how it is. You can go by video, short. There is a way here that they display, but you can also go to the playlist and go through the playlist. When I go to someone's channel, that's how I like to do. And this is the podcast that I told about. This is a playlist that has Reiki sessions in Spanish. You can see there's 15 videos there. Those are the shorts. And this is a Course in Miracles that I did. So I have many playlists there. And the one that I will say, Despertar Espiritual, like the Awakening Path. What is that? The first one. The Awakening Path is like an evolution. Let me see. That was my first, my first video ever, almost 5 years ago. That was my first video ever. And then I have here all those contents that you can come and imagine that the thumbnail I was using PowerPoint. I was using PowerPoint to make my thumbnails, so you can have an idea how that was. So whatever I learned those 20 years and more, I try to give a summary here on those short videos in a way that you can understand and not get bored and still get some information that will help you in your daily life. Anytime that you want to subscribe to the channel, it's here on the bottom right, very small, but it's there. I highly recommend this video here. This is in English. You see all the videos that start with E, they are English. So I never really been much a fan of makeup, but I had to do at this point. So you can see it looks like I look better now than I was doing before then. And that's what I'm doing here on the YouTube, and I really hope to see you next Tuesday at 7. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this live, and I hope to see you next week. If you enjoy the content, subscribe and share with your family and friends. And let's do this together.